Mr. J? Is that you? Oh, hey, Brandon.
Oh.
How you doing? I thought Jared Leto was in the house tonight.
Something going on behind. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, okay.
If
Well,
somebody
welcome to
creeps up
CapeCast.
behind me, you let me know.
I will not let you know. For the sake of the pod, we just got to let that one happen. Play through. Welcome to CapeCast. We are back tonight to give a little kind of roundup on some of the teases that Zack Snyder has dropped for Zack Snyder's Justice League on Vero and otherwise. Before we jump into that, I do want to recommend that if you love talking geek anything, especially DC stuff, because that's where our heart lies, check us out on Twitter at CapeCast Show. Give us a follow. We're really active on there, and we love talking with you guys. Also, let us know what you think of the video. If you have any thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League, hit us up in the comments down below, and we will respond there. So, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's just kind of go through kind of chronologically. I feel like that's the best way to organize things. We'll start with the Knightmare Batman image that Zack posted on Vero.
Yeah. Yes.
Looking down the endless hallway.
Mm-hmm.
The mysterious endless hallway.
I was thinking about this today. I wonder if this, because Joker's in this exact same, we'll get to it, but this feels like, I mean, maybe there could be set extensions that they're going to add in post. Part of me wondered if this was more of just for photography sake, or if it's actually
it could be
a set. Because, I mean, it's obviously a set. You can see, especially in the Joker one that he posted, you can see the bottom of the set.
The structure.
But anyway, regardless,
there has been people drawing comparisons to, and it looks a little more narrow, but to the BVS
Knightmare
anti-life Superman,
he drops down.
Sequence where he drops down with all the
I definitely
guards.
got that vibe for sure. I feel like there's some like perspective stuff going on here. Like I don't think this is as deep as it looks. But
agreed.
I wonder.
Definitely some lens work.
I mean, I wonder if, because it's monochromatic, I wonder if it's like maybe these walls are painted green and they're gonna do set extensions.
Could be
in post.
I for whatever reason, and that very well could be the case. It is black and white, so we don't know for sure. The texture does kind of give me like kind of the vibe of a lot of the set pieces from the Knightmare sequence.
Yeah, I mean it's true. It does have texture to it, but
so, and I don't know, that could have been just an intentional.
I could also just see
photos.
them setting this up to do some still photography for promotional things like
exactly,
they're doing now.
Right.
Just in addition to what they're shooting.
Yeah, for sure, especially with this Joker reveal. But yeah, so the Batman image, basically the big takeaway from that is this is the first time that we have seen, this is new photography, is confirmed as new photography. So first time we've seen the Bat back. We don't know if it's Citrone or Affleck, I guess, but we like to think that it's Affleck, right, Brandon?
I think it's Affleck. I'm gonna go with my heart here. I think
Brandon's heart of hearts. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
It's him.
I don't
It's him, for
see
sure.
a reason why you would have Citrone. I mean, maybe if Affleck's not available, I guess. But
Brandon knows Batfleck's shoulders, and those are Batfleck's shoulders.
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah. Those look like the shoulders of a man who's lifted a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
That is true. That is true. Cannot be disputed. So the next image that was posted was kind of a break the internet kind of image, as anything with the character of the Joker tends to go.
Yep.
It was a tease of the Knightmare Joker that Zack has created. It's the first time that he has kind of got to play in that sandbox with that character.
Mm-hmm. Had a little back and forth with David Ayer and Zack.
Yeah.
Zack saying
that cool.
That he was, thanks for creating this character and allowing him to use him and that kind of thing. Which is always good to see.
Yep. It's the image is him holding up a Joker card, which we've kind of seen the art for on different things in the past, whether it's BVS on the assault rifle or in the trailer, the Joker card that kind of floats across the screen. But yeah, so the reaction online for this was, initially it looked like it was kind of like, this looks like Joaquin Phoenix, like,
or Ledger,
and I think the people who follow this movement more obsessively, like us, knew that he was going to have super long hair. Like, it was going to look very different from anything that we've seen before.
Yeah. Knowing when they shot this stuff and how he's been doing press a lot, on Instagram, posting pictures of himself, he's got long hair. They're either going to put it up, I mean, they can hide long hair if they wanted to, but yeah.
But it's a cool. It looks like he's wearing what I would assume to be a purple latex glove. It's a nice little
would make sense
twist on things. Yep. And I guess in a couple of minutes we'll be able to kind of dive, once we get down into the reveal for those images, we can dive into it more specifically. But do you have anything else to mention on this?
No, I mean, there's definitely a very tight focus on this shot, which makes me, I remember...
Boys working that Leica.
Yeah, well, he used, on Army of the Dead, he apparently used this like old school like lens that has this like very, very tight focus. They keep talking about that.
It's the Canon Dream Glow lens.
There you go.
That's the one. I actually had one of those that Katie's parents gave me. I sold and bought this A7 III.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
That paid for your kids' college.
Future kids' college. It's it's known as the Dream Glow lens. It's kind of like pie in the sky lens.
Yeah.
Which he, of course, put in.
Well, this image, like,
Zack.
Basically the Joker, like, even his glove is a little bit out of, that's how tight that depth of field is. But yeah, it's a really cool image.
He's got some cool light working on it too, working on his face.
A lot of people, there were so many theories about, is Joker wearing like a skull on his face? Is he, like, they were trying to figure out exactly.
Is he a member of Slipknot?
Yeah. He looks a little bit like Jigsaw.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I mean, we will get further clarification.
This one, me and Brandon kind of lost our minds when he posted this one. I don't think we were expecting to.
Well, it just randomly. Yeah, right. I think you sent me a Brandon text. Anytime I get a Brandon period or what, it's like, what? It's either I'm always like, all right, is it
really
good or bad?
What's Snyder Cut's canceled, or that's very true. Especially with the track record for DC movies over the last few years. More recently, it's been positive though. So
right.
Yeah. But yeah. So we'll talk more about. He put up some reveals later on that we'll chat about in a few minutes here. But on the day of the big game,
I know the one.
Yes, Brandon loves sports. Loves the sports games.
Yep.
He posted a clip of Cyborg.
Eventually, he posted it.
There was a lot of hubbub online about this thing coming out, and then ended up having to wait like 5 hours or something for it to get posted due to technical issues.
Yeah,
which who knows. But the clip is Cyborg diving for the goal line. You know what that is, Brandon? Do I need to explain that?
That's where you get the points.
Yeah. That's it.
Six
That's
of
the
them.
one. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, look at you. Look at you. And then you kick the field goal, right, Brandon?
Yep. That's what you do. Or you do a 2-point conversion.
It's an extra
If
point.
you're feeling,
I have to tell you this for a second time in the last
if you're
week.
feeling daring.
Yeah. Moving on. But the clip also revealed the drop time for the trailer that's coming out on Valentine's Day.
And what time is that?
9:14 Pacific, which means what for us, Brandon?
9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
There you go. Math.
Eastern.
12. That's right. 12 o'clock Eastern. 12:14 Eastern. And people are kind of speculating. I assume this is a piece of the Junkie score. Obviously, it wasn't. I don't think it was confirmed, but it seems to be.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I know you thought. I know you were kind of wondering.
I mean, as far as a piece of music, it is fine. It sounded like football. It sounded like
Brandon texted me. He's like, "Is this part of the score or like Monday Night Football song?"
it sounded like marching band a little bit.
Hey, that's probably what he's going for, Brandon.
I'm sure. I mean,
right.
it would make sense. He's doing a football. If that's the
It is
piece
a
of music
game.
that's during the football game, yeah,
Brandon's.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy
it.
Okay. All right.
But yeah.
And
we also got a football. Speaking of footballs, AFSP, little football.
True.
If you want to get it.
Yeah. Which that thing destroyed the goal.
Oh, did you expect it not to?
Like, well, I don't know. Like it. I mean, it doubled it in no time. But yeah,
they could sell
if anybody
anything.
wants to get. If anybody wants to get Brandon a gift, feel free to ship him Justice League football to his house.
Hey, I mean,
it's something he loves and something he hates.
Yeah,
he won't know what to do with himself.
I'll allow it.
Okay, so after that, was it yesterday or the day before? Day before, right?
Yesterday was when they.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf. He posted a video. Looks like he's working in the studio for the what he called Justice's Gray edition of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is his black and white version of the film. But he was working on the scene where Steppenwolf is escaping from the Amazons. Obviously, we see Spiky Effer, Steppenwolf in action for the first time. And it is certainly R-rated.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I don't know if you can say there's an actual like beheading of an Amazon. Definitely a
There's
throat
a lot of blood.
But yeah, looks pretty freaking amazing. Even in its, we're pretty zoomed out whenever we start this because he's like filming the whole like color timing rig or whatever this is. But yeah, I mean, I sent this to David, who's been on the podcast before, and he's like, "You got to stop sending me stuff. I'm getting so hyped for this movie." He's like,
"Hey, at least you get positive things. Whenever something comes out, I send it to people, and they're like, Ryan, just stop. I don't care."
He's like, he said, "I don't want to overhype myself." He's like, "Why would they cut this?" I was like, "You get used to saying that."
Yeah. Why would they cut this? I know that line.
Yeah. It's funny. He texted me yesterday. He was like, "So, Bray, his wife, he's like, Bray's interested. She wants to see this in your theater, and she has limited, she seems like she doesn't really care about these types of movies, but he's converted her now. So
nice.
One more
Good
for you.
Stuff. One more, baby.
Mr. Snyder.
One more. That's right. And another rewatch for Brandon.
Yep. I said, well, you just let me know when you got 4 free hours.
I'll make time again.
We'll do it. But yeah. I mean, what do you think about
it's an awesome
about this clip?
The freaking action of it. I remember watching the theatrical. For whatever reason, this is one of the sequences that I do remember pretty vividly from the theatrical. Don't know why that is.
Well, it's one of the better ones because they use mostly Snyder stuff. As far as
but it's just it was so like the action itself was so kind of like it's like white bread. Like I enjoyed the arrow sequences and stuff. But he just jets out of there and bye.
Man, it's got like there's some cool moments. Yeah, like you're saying, the arrow stuff when he kind of just like nonchalantly deflects the arrow that they shoot at him, and the big like leap. And
the thing is, it's so distracting the way he looks. Like,
yeah.
You just feel like you're playing a PS2 game.
Yep. A little butt mouth.
So it's gonna be, it's gonna be, man. I'm so excited to see this character just cut loose like this. Really kind of when I watched JL, Steppenwolf seemed like such a downgrade and a like villain like threat level from Doomsday. And I watched something like this and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Just the no mercy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it definitely shows kind of the brutality of this character and the scariness of this. I mean, he's freaking like just slings
rips
a couple horses
like
around. It's very Lord of the Rings, and knowing that like the history lesson has been very often described as very like Fellowship of the Ring type, history lesson.
And of course, we're huge Lord of the Rings fans, so that's gonna just add more excitement.
Yeah,
unhealthy levels, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's exciting. The other thing to note is that he is following through on that promise that he's putting out a black and white edition, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be like a physical media release exclusive type thing, kind of like they did with Logan, the Noir edition.
Could be.
Or like Mad Max had
its
black and chrome edition.
I'm buying both of them.
No, I'm saying, I mean, yeah, they could release it individually. I think it's going to be in addition, like it's going to be tied into it, like it'll be a bonus disc or something.
Yeah. I when he started talking about this, I want to know when we're going to see this BVS remaster.
I think he said that it's coming before this, right? Like
yeah,
before...
that's why I'm like, all right, let's have it.
We'll see. I wonder if that will come out on physical media or if they're going to at first release it on HBO Max as a
That's
promo.
What I assumed. Was it was going to be a bit like a lead in, yeah.
I just don't know how many people, like, as far as them trying to, like, bank on
It's not going to hurt, though.
That's not going to hurt,
like,
but, I mean, we'll see.
It just seems like easy, like, if he's doing it, it seems like easy pickings for just buzz, like creating buzz around something. I agree. I do hope that they end up doing a physical of it, and I'm sure that that's the intention. But
I would hope so.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about on Steppenwolf clip, or do we want to dive into today's goodies?
Nope. Just that it was awesome, and I can't wait to see this movie. So.
I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested. It was awesome. I loved it. Can't wait. Repeat.
I just I feel like Zack and I have been dating for so long, and we haven't made it third base. We haven't done anything. It's like you gotta, come on.
He just keeps teasing Brandon.
Just put this out, please. I'm dying.
It's coming, Brandon. Don't worry, it's coming.
There's
318, baby.
There's a joke to be made, but I can't. We're PG podcast.
Yeah. Yes. All right, moving on. Before something slips. Let's talk about today's reveal. We kind of mentioned the teaser image he put up of Leto's Knightmare Joker earlier, but today a Vanity Fair article came out featuring in all of his glory Leto's Knightmare Joker. Unblurry and everything. You got one shot of him sitting in the same, whether it's set or set piece or hallway, whatever, as the Knightmare tease, Batman tease before. And then also a close-up shot of the face makeup. And, dude, this is... I was in a meeting when I pulled my phone out to look at this, and like I just feel like everything like in my world just like went blurry. Like, what were we saying?
Were you floating above your body?
Yeah.
You just got up and walked out. Ryan, Mr. Chrisman.
I gotta take a dump. Yeah, this notable exceptions to his look. The tattoos on his face are gone, which, in my opinion, good riddance. Was not a fan of them to begin with, personally.
No.
I won't knock, I'm not going to knock it, but just wasn't my... I like that he's just kind of doing his own thing with the character, and I love that he's getting a crack at a Joker in one of his films.
Yeah.
And frankly... looks awesome.
Yeah, the close up of his face, it looks like it could be like right after this other photo that he released. Like his hands are up. It looks like the card's been taken out of his fingers.
Could be, yeah. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Because of the way they're placed, it seems like some like old Batfleck just came over there and took that card right out of his hand.
Stomped on it.
No.
Not in my house. Not in my nightmare.
Stop playing around, Joker.
He is got mid-back length hair, and makeup is just... he was very... in Suicide Squad, he was very clean cut, clean kept, lipstick, kind of immaculate, and he's got, everything's just more rugged and road worn. Looks like he's also got some, whether it's facial scarring or smearing on his cheek too, which is cool. That I love that kind of stuff, man. It's just like with Batfleck's suit in the Knightmare sequence, he's got like bullet imprints on the insignia on his chest. Like,
right.
It's just that like little attention to detail stuff that's very Snyder.
What do you think the context of like is he? It looks like he looks like a mix between like he works in the meat department.
That's what I was gonna say. He looks like a butcher to me.
Yeah.
But I did see somewhere, I think Grace Randolph mentioned that she either has been told or has seen that he also has a vest that he wears with
yeah, well, that's in this article,
like patches and gotcha. What are your takeaways from? We should talk about that too. What are your takeaways from Zack's quotes in the article?
I mean, he
the
basically
Robin stuff.
This article. A lot of this article is kind of explaining, I guess, to casuals, the context of
casuals.
Well, I mean, we just know too much. Kind of how he factors into this movie. Kind of, explaining the Knightmare sequence, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then kind of hinting that he again talks about, water being under the bridge between he and Batman for the time being. And
man, all the people that knock Snyder for storytelling and creativity. It floors me. Just this whole concept is it's awesome. It's so creative. It's nothing close to what you've seen before in a Batman film.
Yeah. I mean, in the article he talks about, how in BVS in the Knightmare scene he had the Joker card, and he was like, this scene explains why he has the card taped to the gun. As well as like the history as far as the dead Robin jokes on you, haha, right. Whatever. And then so they will address some of that stuff. And he made a statement like he thought it would be a huge missed opportunity to not have the two of them together on screen. That this is something that he always wanted to bring Leto into his world. Even I mean, technically he is in the DCEU. I mean, and they do kind of share a scene together. In Suicide
he wants
Squad,
to direct them, like in his story.
But he didn't do this in principal photography, and it was one of the requests that he made once he got greenlit. So, and then what else? I'm trying to. There was,
I'm very excited to see whatever material they've got for the Robin element of their relationship. To this day, and I think I mentioned it before, but when I watched BVS for the first time, the Robin suit scene was like one of the top 3 scenes that stuck in my mind. As a DC Comics fan, that's a storyline that, and obviously he's doing his own version of it, but that's a storyline that's really intriguing to me, always has been. And even today, I was looking up that clip after these images came out, and I went onto YouTube and I typed in BVS, and the first recommendation for search was BVS Robin suit. Like that's, I feel like that's a go-to for a lot of people. Like it just stuck out to people.
It's listening. It's reading your mind.
Yes, true.
The quote that I was trying to pull earlier about the other costume was, it says, in some Justice League scenes, Leto's Joker also sports a bulletproof vest, festooned, with grimly law enforcement badges. And Snyder says he has tons of badges. Those are his trophies. So it seems like there could be a 2-parter to the scene where Batman kind of confronts him. It's like I'm forming a team, and then he gets Joker to join up.
I tried this once. And then it didn't work out. I'm gonna do it again.
So yeah, this is probably the initial meetup, if this is to be believed as a scene instead of just a photo op. But
sure.
But yeah, I mean, the article's pretty good. Here's the thing. The article itself, not a lot of, typically with these trades, they tend to make these like sly remarks, like kind of downplay what's going on here. This article didn't really do any of that. And kudos to them.
You can kind of tell. I think Zack was very intentional about who he worked with on creating this article.
That Anthony Bresnikan
the imagery
guy.
And like he put a lot of work into giving him some awesome imagery to use, and I feel like it's probably something where he's like made sure that there's a guy who's like in his corner more than.
I know this guy's written stuff for, I can't remember, because I remember seeing his name, Anthony Bresnikan. He broke another thing to do with this, or it could have been Flash. I don't remember. Anyway, but then the other like takeaway that a lot of people took a little bit of caution to was I'd always wanted to explore the death of Robin, and if there was ever going to be a next movie, which of course there probably won't be, I wanted to do a thing where in flashbacks, we learn how Robin died, how Joker killed him and burned down Wayne Manor, and that whole thing had happened. That happened between he and Bruce. The key thing being of course, there probably won't be in terms of next movies, which just seems like
everybody's quick to grab that headline.
Yeah. No, I mean they're probably. I haven't checked, but I'm sure there are tons of outlets that especially want to downplay this. But
sure.
That will report that kind of like they did when he was on the Faruqi Bros podcast, and he was like saying that he didn't really have plans to go forward and that kind of thing.
Frankly, dude, I like of the stuff we've heard or not heard, however you want to take it, about this series continuing. I took that quote as pretty freaking positive. Like, just the fact that he says probably. Like, I mean, look, if this thing ends up crushing, they're not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't know if we've talked about it on here, but it seems like he's just not counting his chickens before they hatch kind of thing.
Right.
To use a reference that, I mean, it comes from my part of the world, chickens hatching.
Out in Ralston.
You don't want to pull the cow out before it's ready.
Oh man, I can't wait for Chris to see that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Knee high to a grasshopper. Which type ain't you ain't? Y'all come back now.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
But yeah, I mean, it feels like he obviously. I mean, I feel like they have had discussions. We talked about this so many times. You don't put up this amount of money and not have discussions about, okay, how can we continue this? Because it's going to be a success. How much of a success is to be determined. But as far as like somebody, I can't remember. I saw it on our timeline today. They were talking. They retweeted this Variety article, and it had like, or not Variety, Vanity Fair. Right now, it's got 12.2 thousand likes, 1,400 quote tweets, 3,000 retweets, and they typically have like 14, 15 likes on their posts when they put them out, according to this guy. Yeah. And so it's like, this is the power of this type of thing. And then you've got like Gray saying that like Leto is kind of the key to moving things forward.
That was one thing we could touch on too, is, with his success in the little things. Grace Randolph speculated on that today. That, I mean, here's the thing: people are going to see something in this movie that they have never seen from a comic book movie, especially like specifically a DC movie with a character that has a long storied history in the Joker and Batman. So I feel like it's something that people could crave, and they're working with two actors who, I mean, even for the way back, they're coming off award-winning acting performances over the last year, and both of them love working with Snyder.
Yeah.
Like, if the performance is there, if the numbers are there, it's just something that I just can't imagine the momentum being stopped. There's going to be so much teed up in this movie. I don't think people who follow it closely realize that, but people who don't follow it closely don't realize how much is going to be left. You're going to be left desiring so much after this movie's over.
It hasn't even happened yet, and
I know. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we can kind of wrap there if you want. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to touch on. I just, it's been an awesome week for teases. So I wanted to get back
it continues
on here
to build, and we've had discussions about when we had Sean O'Connell on. We were talking about, hoping that they were gonna not just focus on these niche audiences like us and these podcasts and Snyder, like to put stuff like this out in big
this is
publications and have stuff that has a bigger reach than just the choir, so to speak. So it seems like they're gearing that up, and with Sunday kind of imminent as far as trailer release is concerned, it seems like it's
this is a move that I agree with you 100%. This is a move that very much indicates that playing the Joker card before he's revealed in the movie is a very quick way to trend on Twitter, is a very quick way to trend on the internet. And if they weren't going to be willing to appeal to that broader audience, I don't think they would have even done this, like, at all.
No.
Like, maybe Zack puts that tease up of the blurry image or whatever, but something like this doesn't pop up.
Right.
And what's funny is, well, we recorded that episode, like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, and we were like, when's this marketing gonna start? And like, we're getting this kind of stuff before the final trailer even pops. A month before the movie comes out. I mean, so it feels like it's.
Well, he even said that marketing. This was back in December or so when he was making his podcast rounds, and he was just like, marketing is gonna fully ramp up in February, and it's February, and it's ramping up every day. There's something new.
Yep.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
And every time, what's funny is every time he posts something, I'm like, there's no way he can top it. He can't top that. The next day. Yeah.
Well, Grace said that today on her stream that that Joker is in the trailer, so they'll have that. And I was wondering if they were going to actually feature him in the trailer or not, but it seems like they're.
Yeah, man. So we've talked about it a little bit where you and me are kind of on the same page. Where like if we see a trailer one and we like it, we try to avoid the promotional content that comes out after that, just because once you're bought in, like, we just want to watch the movie. I am the opposite on this movie. I'm just like, drink it in, baby. Everything that comes out. And I'm like, use it for, if you, like, I'm 100% cool with them throwing this Joker image up to appeal to start from, for marketing purposes.
Well, I mean, for us, we know all the story beats already, so we just don't know the in-betweens for a lot of it.
Sure.
So spoilers aren't necessarily, I mean, I'm sure there will be stuff that, are surprises still for us. Right. But yeah, you can't stop me from watching the trailer Sunday. I'm sorry. I'm breaking my own rule.
I remember when I think for Justice League, the theatrical, when that one came out, we both decided that we were gonna try and not watch the second trailer, and then
we should have made a pact not to watch the movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. I immediately gave in when the trailer came out, and I watched it. And Brandon was like, nope, I'm staying true. Took like 4 text messages. 4 text messages. And he's like, all right, I'll watch it.
The trailers were good. They were all cut by Snyder, so makes sense.
All right, Brandon.
Yeah.
I know we said we were going to get on here and talk for 10 minutes. It's
we do this every later. Time, Ryan.
Right. It just keeps going. It's passion. And what, Brandon? What won't you do? You won't apologize for passion. Apologize for it. Right. That's right.
Wise man once said.
Hey, I'm honored. All right. So we will be back on here this weekend to do a overly long trailer breakdown for probably, if I guess, pushing an hour and a half to 2 hours. Are we going to do
a live reaction? We should do a live reaction.
We totally should do it. Yeah, you would have caught me crying on the last one, so. Oh man, I'm totally down.
It's a weekend, so I'll be home. Should do it.
All right, let's do it. Get your
tissues. All right. Let's make headlines. 2 grown men cry over Justice League.
All the right kind of headlines, Brandon. All right. Well, like I said, we'll be back this weekend to talk trailer stuff. And we've got plenty of Snyder content coming out over the next few weeks. We've got guests lined up we're excited about. And until we see you this weekend, I recommend that you check us out on Twitter at CapeCast Show. We're very active on there. We love talking about anything geek related, especially Snyder stuff. And I'll also mention that we are starting a weekly review of WandaVision. So be sure to check that out. And also, of course, let us know what you think of this video in the comments. If you've got anything you want to share, thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League, because we all got them. Right, Brandon? Mm-hmm. We all got them.
We do.
Scroll down. Let us know in the comments. So I think that about wraps things up for the evening, Brandon. It's been fun.
Yeah. What a ride.
It was a fun.
Let's keep going.
Let's do it. Oh, Brandon, don't do that to me. I'll be up here all night talking.
Okay. Till next time.
I can't do it. Yeah, Katie would be mad at me. My wife would be mad at me.
She's asleep. It's almost 1 o'clock. She ain't awake.
Yeah. She'll be getting up in a few minutes
I'm about to walk into the bedroom and my dog's going to jump on my wife and she's going to have a heart attack.
In the doghouse again. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Brandon, but it was worth it. It was a good chat.
Yep. Yeah,
good chat.
It was. Should do it again.
All right, sir. Yep. Until next time, brother.
Bye-bye.